Hello YouTube subscribers, how are you doing? In this video I'm going to show you that how you can create Xcode previews for your UIKit application. Now the application that you see right now is actually UIKit application. You can see that we have a dishes table view controller. You can also see that we have a storyboard if it loads eventually, and you have already seen the simulator, and this is what the application actually looks like. Now Xcode previews allows you to look at your application in a preview pane, so as you edit your application you will get refresh on the right hand side. But the question is, can this also work in your iOS application written in UIKit? And the answer is yes. So let's go ahead and see that how we can do that. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add a new file, and this will be my preview file. So I'm going to add a Swift file. You can name it anything you want. I'm just going to call it dishes table view controller previews, and this is the file where I'm going to be writing the preview code. So since preview is part of the SwiftUI, I'm going to go ahead and import SwiftUI also. And then I'm going to go ahead and create a structure. Struct dishes table view controller previews. And in order for the previews to work, it has to conform to preview provider. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that it actually does conform to preview provider. If you have been using SwiftUI, you already know that in order to conform to preview provider, you must implement a static property called previews. So let's go ahead and do that. Previews, which is going to be some view. And over here we can actually return the, well, whatever preview that we want to create. I'm just going to say right now hello world over here, but we will go and change that later on. Since we're using UIKit, and in order for the UIKit to work with the previews, I also need to make sure that I conform to UI view controller representable. UI view controller representable allows you to make your UI view controller and also update your view controller. It's kind of like an integration between the UIKit and also the Swift UI. In order to conform to UI view controller representable, you have to create a type alias, and you have to provide the UI view controller type. Now in this case, the type of the view controller that we are creating is dishes table view controller. So let's remove this part. The other function that we need to create is the make UI view controller. So make UI view controller is responsible for creating the view controller and returning the view controller. And you can see the type is automatically updated over here, and it's saying dishes table view controller. So now the question is, how would we make our view controller, the dishes table view controller? Since we are using storyboard, and in the storyboard I have already added the ID, the storyboard ID for the dishes table view controller, I can actually use the storyboard ID to create an instance of dishes table view controller. So I can go over here and you can check the ID. Right over here you can see the storyboard ID, and since it has a storyboard ID, I can simply instantiate this controller from the storyboard. So let's go back. I'm going to go ahead and see editor only. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is I need to create a storyboard. So storyboard, and then the storyboard name in this case is main.storyboard. So we are simply going to use main. The bundle in this case would be nothing, nil. That's fine. Next up, we will go ahead and return storyboard.instantiate. We are going to create a view controller using the view controller or the storyboard ID, which we have already set up in the storyboard. So it will be dishes table view controller. Great. So that function is done. The other function that we need to implement is called the update UI view controller, which means that if your view controller is updating due to some side effects, but we are not really going to do anything over here. Okay. The final thing is that in the previews, we are returning the text. Now, obviously, we want a preview of our dishes table view controller. So let's go ahead and say dishes table view controller previews. And we are simply going to return the instance of the current view controller, or the current structure that we are inside, which is dishes table view controller previews. And that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and build that. Once we build that, let's go ahead and change editor only to editor and canvas. Resume. And hopefully after a while, you should be able to see a view controller being displayed. And that will be the exact view controller that you will see when you're actually running the application and looking at the dishes table view controller in your simulator. So let's go ahead and see that when it successfully builds. And there you have it. You can actually see that your view controller, which is using the UIKit controls, can also have previews. And it looks exactly like if you are running the application with all the images and the names and all that stuff. So this is great. This means that the previews, or the Xcode previews, are not only available to SwiftUI applications, but they are also available to UIKit controls. So if you have an old application, which most probably you do, then you can also use the power of Xcode previews to create your previews. And this doesn't only work for Swift application. If you have application written in Objective-C, then even then the previews will actually also work. So this is really great because it is kind of like a backward compatible, because it works with a UIKit. If you have enjoyed this video and you want to learn more about SwiftUI, then go ahead and check out my course on Udemy. It's called SwiftUI Declarative Interfaces for Any Apple Device. And you can see it's the highest rated course right now on SwiftUI. The coupon code for this course, and along with the other courses that I have created, is actually in the description. And please do use the coupon code. Coupon codes are very helpful for me. You're going to get the best deal, and it allows me to create more videos and upload more videos and update content. And you can see the course is actually, I am still working on it. So you can see a lot of sections are coming soon, but you have at least 3.5 hours of video, which is great because you can get started on your creating your SwiftUI application. And I plan to add a lot more sections, a lot more content in the future. You can see that I've just added the mastering Xcode previews, which talks about different things also. So if you want to support my videos, in the description you can see links to my different courses and also my SwiftUI course. Go ahead and check it out. And thank you so much for your continuous support. Thank you.